Welcome to the SUNY Library's microcourse on the anatomy of a source. When you're working on college level research projects, you always need to evaluate the quality of the sources you use. It's not enough to just find something about your topic, you need to be sure that it's trustworthy, conveying worthwhile, factual information. And often, you can accomplish this just by using the different parts of the source's citation. So, this microcourse will walk you through what makes up the anatomy of a source and how to use that information to evaluate it. Throughout this lesson, we're going to operate off this article: BTS for BLM, K-pop, Race, and Transcultural Fandom by Michelle Cho. If you were to pull up this article, this is how it appears on the journal's website and in a library catalog. All the information you need to create a citation is here, including the author's name, the article's title, the name of the journal that published the article, the date, volume, and issue numbers of the article, the page numbers of the article, and the DOI or Digital Object Identifier, a unique number string that you can search on the web or in a library database to find the article. We also have an abstract, which is a brief summary of the article. Make use of abstracts. They don't take the place of reading the article itself, but they do let you know what it's about and help you quickly determine if it's a good fit for your research topic. All of this information goes into the construction of a citation, and it's one of the reasons citations are so important, because they show your readers where your ideas came from and how they can track down this article if they want to read it. There are a bunch of different citation styles, but we're going to focus on the three most common ones. APA, or American Psychological Association, which is used in social sciences like psychology and education, but also in many hard science and STEM fields. The Chicago Manual of Style, which is used in humanities fields like history and art. And MLA, or the Modern Language Association, which is used in literature and language fields. And here's the article in all three citation styles. All of that information we culled is included: the author, the article title, journal name, date, volume, and issue number, page numbers, and DOI. Each style looks different, but we're not going to worry about all of their little details in this lesson. Right now, it's enough to know that they all contain the same information, just in different packaging. For instance, APA only uses the author's last name and first initial, while Chicago and MLA use her full name. Think of citations as a code. If a citation is formatted properly, someone who knows that style can look at it and quickly determine what type of source they should be searching for. Is it a book, an article, a website, or a video? The way the citation is laid out, with all the italics and periods and parentheses, help to differentiate one type of source from another. Now, once you have all the citation information, you can use it to help you evaluate the trustworthiness of your source. For instance, if you're required to use scholarly sources for your assignment, you can use the date to see if the source is current and look up the journal to determine if it's peer reviewed. And of course, you can check on the author to find their credentials and verify that they're an expert in this subject. Michelle Cho, for example, is a professor of East Asian Studies at the University of Toronto, and her areas of interest include contemporary Korean culture and fandom and celebrity studies. Sure sounds like an expert when it comes to the topic of BTS for BLM. So that's how you can use the information that makes up a citation to evaluate your source and make sure it's worthwhile to include in your research project. Evaluating information is an important part of scholarship, but it's also an essential habit to get into in our daily lives, given the overabundance of disinformation we constantly encounter. If you need any help sorting out the various details that comprise a source's anatomy, want some assistance with your citations, or need some pointers on evaluating a source's trustworthiness, you can always stop by the library, where your librarians will be happy to lend a hand.